Hello dear students, a very good morning to all of you. Dear children, in our last videos we have completed ionic bond, right? So in ionic compounds I told you that the constituent atoms should have a large electronegativity difference so that they can transfer the electron from one atom to another. Okay, for example, in NaCl, as sodium belongs to the first group in the periodic table, so it has a lower electronegativity. Okay, and it belongs to the 17 group in periodic table, so definitely it will have the higher electronegativity. So because of this electronegativity difference, it can transfer its electron to chlorine, and being a more electronegative element, it will accept that electron. Okay, and they will form a ionic compound NaCl. So it is clear to us that the molecule which has the constituent particle with a very large difference in electronegativity, they will form ionic compound. They will form ionic bond or ionic compound, you can say. Okay. Now what about the compounds in which the constituent particles either have exactly same electronegativity or slightly same electronegativity? Okay. For example, hydrogen, chlorine, CH4, NH3, or you can take more examples. So in these type of examples, the electronegativity difference between the constituent particle is not very high, or the electronegativity is same for both the constituent particles. For example, as you can see that in hydrogen and chlorine, both the constituent particles are same. Okay, as it has two hydrogen atom and it has two chlorine atom, so definitely electronegativity will same for both the constituent particles. Now in CH4 and NH3, the constituent particles are not same, but the electronegativity difference between the two constituent particles is not at that level that they can form ionic bond. So definitely they will form a different type of bonding. Okay, so in order to explain the bonding in these type of compounds, Lewis suggested that the compounds in which constituent particles has exactly same electronegativity or slightly same electronegativity, they will attract each other by a different type of attraction, which is known as covalent attraction or covalent bond. Okay, so our today's topic is the same, covalent bond. So today we will discuss that how in these particles constituent particles are joined together. Okay, so take the example of hydrogen first. So in hydrogen molecule, as we can see that the constituent particles are hydrogen and hydrogen, means same. So for hydrogen we know that atomic number is 1, so it will have only one electron in its outermost shell. Okay, so let's draw the Lewis structure for hydrogen. So in hydrogen, two hydrogens are present. Suppose this is the outermost electron of this hydrogen and this is the outermost electron of this hydrogen. Okay, and as we all know that hydrogen does not follow octet rule. Okay, it can have maximum 2 electron in its outermost shell. So both these hydrogen atom will share their one electron, or we can say one pair of electrons is shared between these two hydrogen atom, and after sharing these electrons they will form H2 molecule. Okay, or the bond or the attraction between the hydrogen and hydrogen molecule is existing is known as covalent bond. Now for chlorine atom, as we know, chlorine has 17 electron, means in outermost shell 17 electron will present. So for chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now suppose for the another atom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again both the chlorine atom will share one electron and they will form chlorine molecule after sharing one pair of electron. Okay, similarly in CH4 carbon 6 means 2 comma 4, and hydrogen, as we know, only one electron. So carbon, hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. This is the electron of this hydrogen, this is the electron of this hydrogen, this is for this lower hydrogen, and this is for this hydrogen. Now we will represent the electron of carbon, as carbon has 4 electrons. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, the cross ones are the electrons of carbon and dot shows the electrons of hydrogen. Now for hydrogen atom, they will share 1 electron with carbon and completes its valence shell like this. Okay, now as we know that carbon has already 4 electrons in its outermost shell, so it needs only 4 more electrons. Okay, so 4 more electron it will get from these 4 hydrogen atoms. Okay, so in this way carbon completes its octet and all the hydrogen atom completes their valence shell with 2 electrons. Okay, and CH4 molecule will form. Similarly, for NH3, nitrogen 7 means 2 comma 5, hydrogen 1 means 1 electron. So for nitrogen, hydrogen, 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 these are the electrons of hydrogen, and suppose these are the electrons of nitrogen. As electron has 5 electrons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now hydrogen completes its valence shell by sharing this pair. Okay, now what about the nitrogen? Nitrogen already has 5 electrons. Okay, and after sharing these 3 electrons with these 3 hydrogen, it can complete its octet like this. Okay, now it has 8 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and NH3 molecule will form. So this is about the new attraction or new bond, which is known as covalent bond. Okay, so now in these examples we have seen that all the constituent atoms are sharing only one pair of electron. Okay, so as they are sharing only one pair of electron, so they will form single bond, only single bond between them like this. Okay, but it is not always possible that any atom can complete its octet or complete its valence shell by sharing only one pair of electron. So in those cases the constituent particles can share 2 pairs or 3 pairs of electron. Okay, I will give you the example. First of all, you should know about these, that I have arranged these atoms in a particular pattern. Okay, like carbon in between and hydrogen around the carbon atom, again in NH3 in nitrogen in center, and hydrogens are present around the nitrogen. So you should remember this arrangement. Okay, you have to arrange all the elements like this pattern only. Okay, so now we will talk about the second and third. So we have already discussed about the single bond. Now we are going to discuss about the multiple bond. Multiple bond means I am talking about double bond or triple bond. Okay, so let's take the example for these. Oxygen you can take. So for oxygen, as we know that it has 8 electron, means 6 electron in its outermost shell. So oxygen. Now for the second constituent oxygen atom, suppose these are the electrons of second oxygen atom. So as oxygen atom has already 6 electrons, so each the oxygen atom needs 2 more electron to complete its octet. Okay, so they can do so by sharing 2 pairs of electron like this. Okay, so as you can see here that for this oxygen atom 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, see the circle of this oxygen atom. So in its circle 8 electrons are present, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, similarly if you notice the circle of this oxygen atom, you will get the 8 electrons, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so as in this case 2 pairs are shared, so double bond will form. Okay, like this. Now you can take the examples of triple bond, and for triple bond nitrogen I am taking. So as nitrogen has 7 electron, means 2 comma 5. 5 means 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is the first nitrogen atom, and for second nitrogen atom I will draw dots. This is not the rule, you can draw the same electrons for both the atoms. So they can complete their octet by sharing 3 pairs of electron, as you can see here. As they are already having 5 electrons, so to complete their octet they need 3 electrons. So they can get 3 electrons by sharing 3 pairs. So as 3 pairs are shared in this case, so triple bond will form in nitrogen molecule. Okay, so this is all about the covalent bond. Covalent bond is the attraction in the constituent particles which has the almost same electronegativity. Okay, and there are 3 types of covalent bond. You can say single bond when only one pair of electrons shared, double bond when two electron pairs shared, and triple bond when 3 electron pair will shared. Okay, so this is all about the covalent bond. Thank you.